Thanks for taking a few minutes to learn more about how we determine the costs for participation. Junior FLL will start the conversation, and in all of the first programs, the spreadsheets will look similar. This is showing all of the materials that go into a kit that will be shared between two students. That kit includes the base kit, the robotics we do kit, the base plate, Build to Express, a tablet, and so on. Bin to store it all in. That total cost is $907. Then divide that between the two students that are participating to get a cost of $453. We then spread that over 3 years to get the cost per student per year. We then look at the impacts of coaching and space, and in this case they're assumed to be 0. We then look at the consumable materials, what the kids will use every year in terms of their presentations and their projects. In this case, an age-appropriate science journal like Ranger Rick, photo printing, a trifold poster. Kids love handing out business cards when they're at maker fairs and their first registration. Those total consumable costs are then divided by the number of members of each team to find a cost per team member. So the total costs are then added together to find the cost per participant. So in this case, it would be $227.99. Those costs would vary based on the projects the kids choose to pursue. At the FLL level, the costs go up substantially, and that's largely because the kits are more expensive. Although interestingly, the kids use the kits for a longer period of time. Lego predicts that the bricks will last about 5 years, but the other pieces of equipment in the kits last significantly longer, and there'll be need to do some replacement. For example, the rubber hoses and the pneumatics kits wear out, but they don't need to replace the entire kit. So the durable cost per participant per year, which is spread out over 6 years, would be $219. Again, we're assuming no fees for space and coaching. And an FLL team would meet for 84 hours, so a significantly bigger commitment of time and energy than at the junior FLL level. The consumable costs, however, are pretty similar, and that gives a total cost of $356 per participant. At FTC, the costs go up substantially again, and again that's because of the cost of the equipment. So at the FTC level, all of these durable costs are that kit that's shared between two students so that they can get the most out of their experience. The cost per year over 4 years for that kit would be $720. Part of the reason that it's so much more expensive is that the materials used for robotics are just much more expensive. And these kits are designed to last 4 years, although there's reason to believe that the controllers will have to be replaced more often. In the last 3 years, there have been 3 different controllers, one for each of those years. The consumable costs are very similar to FLL. The registration is significantly more expensive. So the total cost is $991, but again, there's an even larger commitment of time and energy, 144 hours at the FTC level. Odyssey of the Mind is one of the more affordable programs because there's a cap for how much the teams can spend. Additionally, there isn't equipment that they consume over the time that they're together. It's just materials. So adding all of that together and assuming that there's no fees for coaching and for spaces, you've got registration fees and tournament entry fees, the total would be about $138 per year per student. And the science fair is the least expensive of all because there are no registration fees associated with it. There are no required long-term equipment that would be consumed. At this point, it's really just a trifold poster, the journal, some photos, and that's it. Summer camps, likewise, are relatively inexpensive because all of the equipment has already been purchased for the other programming. So in this case, there are some content books that would be appropriate for each level of the curriculum. There is a fee for the coach at this level because somebody's going to have to take time off of work to do it. The fee that was used here is $40 an hour. For each team would have 2 weeks of camp, so it's full-time, 35 hours a week, for a total cost of $2,800 per team, $273 per participant. And that in total is how we figured out the participation costs for each of the teams, from FIRST to Odyssey of the Mind to Science Fair to Summer Camp. Thanks so much for listening.